Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marjayat TV. Scholarly meetings of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Qom, Iran. The House of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom continues to hold its scholarly meetings on a daily basis. These meetings are attended by religious scholars, clerics, and seminarians, as well as the general public. In these meetings, the questions revolve Islamic beliefs, history, and law, and the Grand Jurist answers to these questions in person. Big turnout of pilgrims at temporary office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. The temporary office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, which has started its activities in Karbala in 2022 for several days, has been welcomed by Husayni pilgrims. On Saturday and on the fourth day of its activity, this mission witnessed the presence of many Husayni pilgrims, as well as the scientific and religious figures and representatives of great Islamic authorities who came to talk with the experts of this office. Distribution of religious books, hosting discussion panels, and holding Husayni memorials are other activities of this mission. Imam Mahdi Husayniya mourns martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her, in Kuwait. Imam Mahdi Husayniya, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Kuwait, held a ceremony to commemorate the martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her. This ceremony was held on SAFAR 5th, hosting groups of believers who listened to a speech by Sheikh Hassan al-Shammas. Bin Fahad Hilli Seminary begins preaching programs in Arbaeen Walk of 2022. Some delegations from the Allama bin Fahad Hilli Seminary, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, hold preaching programs during the Arbaeen Walk of 2022. Like the previous years, these delegations visited several Iraqi mawaqib and met with their managers. In these visits, they relayed the prayers and instructions of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. It is worth noting that the members of the bin Fahad Hilli Seminary also took part in cultural events hosted at Karbala Center and Rasul Adam Quranic Foundation. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi mourns martyrdom of Imam Hassan and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them, in Basra, Iraq. The office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Basra province, southern Iraq, held a ceremony to mourn the anniversary of the martyrdom of Imam Hassan Mushtaba, peace be upon him, and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her. This ceremony was attended by groups of Shia believers and lovers of AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, as well as tribal figures. Activities by Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. The Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala hosted dozens of cultural figures, clerics, believers, and pilgrims of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during the days of Arbaeen. This office also held a ceremony on last Friday night to mourn the martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her. Sheikh Zuhair al-Asadi was the main speaker of this ceremony. Activities of Public Relations Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. Sayyid Arif Nasrullah, the director of the Public Relations Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, hosted the representatives of the Grand Jurist at his headquarters in the holy city of Karbala during the past few days. The guest delegation consisted of Sheikh Jalal Maash and Sayyid Ataullah Husseini and their companions. In this meeting, Arif Nasrullah announced the readiness to implement the Big Husseini project during the Arbaeen pilgrimage and asked the believers to support this project, which is implemented to facilitate the Arbaeen Husseini pilgrimage. Also, in another visit, the Public Relations Center of the Grand Jurist hosted the members of the temporary office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, during which the quality of service to Husseini pilgrims were also examined. Sayyid Arif Nasrullah also visited the temporary office of the Grand Jurist, located on Qibla Street of Imam Hussein Holy Shrine. Abiha Institute publishes new book from Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. Abiha Cultural and Charitable Institution, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, published the new book Playing with the Faith, which is an excerpt from the statements of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi among the Husayni mourners on the eve of Muharram 11th in the year 1442 AH. This book is published in Arabic in collaboration with Rasul Akram Institute. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center hosts meeting of young activists in Baghdad, Iraq. a group of young religious activists gathered at AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center in Baghdad to discuss collaborations for the upcoming Arbaeen Walk of 2022. Like the previous years, the volunteers at this center will clean the streets of the holy city of Karbala and help out pilgrims during the Arbaeen Walk of 2022. It is worth noting that the equipment for these activities will be supplied by the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center. Al-Banin Institute honors Martyrdom of Imam Hassan and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them, in Madagascar. Al-Banin Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Mahajanga city of Madagascar, held a ceremony to mourn the anniversary of the martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her. This center also held another ceremony to mourn the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, during which dozens of believers honored the memory of this holy Imam. PR Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi mourns martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her, in Holy Karbala, Iraq. The Public Relations Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala held a ceremony to commemorate the martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her. This ceremony was attended by groups of Shia believers who listened to a speech by Sheikh Zaki al-Bayati. End of Diwan al-Arbaeen TV program. The special TV program Diwan al-Arbaeen, which was broadcasted through the joint cooperation of Mesbah al-Hussein Foundation in Holy Karbala and Imam Hussein TV, has ended. During this program, Husseini servants from different regions and provinces of Iraq were honored, and they were presented with plaques of appreciation during this special program. This action was done in recognition of the activities of these people in the direction of publishing Husseini's rituals and teachings, and in accordance with the recommendations of the religious authorities.